What up, Internet?
Hey there, camera.
Welcome to Bumbling Tourist.
Today we wanted to talk a little bit about how we book our transportation when we're in Japan, because a lot of people have asked us about the times that we've traveled to Japan. You've been twice thus far?
This is correct.
And I've been 4 times, and we're about to leave on a 5th and 3rd adventure to Japan in the middle of the winter in a couple of weeks.
The number one first thing I always bring up when somebody asks, like, "Ooh, what should I do if I'm going to Japan?" It is to buy a JR Rail Pass.
Yes.
Infinitely
100%. I remember the first time I went to Japan, I was speaking to a friend of mine that had moved there to teach, and he said, make sure you buy this pass, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, wow, that seems like a lot of money. But when you actually look into it, it pays off almost immediately if you plan on going basically anywhere outside of Tokyo. So I'll break you down like the passes right now. So the passes are 7 days is $214 US, which is $288 Canadian. 14-day pass is $339 US or $456 Canadian. And the 21-day pass is $434 US or $585 Canadian. You can also get like Green Rail Pass, but this is just the basic one. I don't really think you need the fancy schmancy unless you're a fancy schmancy person. But those prices seem like a lot. But
until you factor in if you want to take a Shinkansen somewhere. If you're going to Kyoto.
Exactly.
Which most people would do. They'd want to see Fushimi Inari.
Dance like a fool.
Do it.
That's how you enjoy it. Gabby, go enjoy yourself.
We want to see, what's the bamboo thing called?
Hirooshima.
Hirooshima.
Or just Kyoto in general.
Yeah.
Just a one-way ticket on a Shinkansen to go to Kyoto is $140 US. So when you think about a 7-day pass price, which is like $214 US, it's already paid for in one trip there and back to Kyoto. So if you plan on doing anything else, or even just using the metro within Tokyo itself, then this pass is well worth your money.
Yeah, it's not just Shinkansen to other cities, but the metro system within Tokyo and
other major cities as well.
Yeah.
The doors on the left side will open.
Like Osaka, I believe. We'll write down which ones it is. But you have
the
to
subway
make sure
system is privatized, so there's
in some places. Like it's either owned by JR or it's owned by another company.
So if you just randomly get on a subway line, you might be like, oh, this isn't a JR line. So you do have to do a little bit of work to make sure that you're getting on the JR line. But all of your JR subway lines will be free to you if you have the pass.
So in Tokyo alone, there's the big Yamanote line. That's a big circle that goes all the way around Tokyo. And then there's the Cho line that goes straight through the center, and there's some other branching off metros in Tokyo. But those are all covered by the JR Pass, whereas the other in-between sort of metros are owned by other companies, and those will not be covered. So you can basically get anywhere you want within Tokyo pretty easily and use your JR Pass.
Yep.
On top of that, it's not just good for trains and metros and stuff. There's actually some buses that are covered, which is pretty cool. And also, we used it when we went to Hirooshima, the first time you went to Japan.
Yeah, we got on a ferry from Hirooshima to Miyajima, the island where they have the famous Torii Gate in the water. And that ferry is covered under your JR Pass.
Yeah, so you can take the JR train to the ferry terminal and then take the JR ferry all the way to Miyajima. So the whole entire trip is covered by your pass.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Yeah, we've bought it twice and we've used it to go all over the place. The first time we went to Japan together, we went to Takayama, which is on a special route through the Japanese Alps. And you take a train called the Hida Express, which is like this fancy sightseeing train, and that is also covered on the JR Pass. You didn't have to pay anything extra for that.
You have to get your JR Pass outside of Japan. So don't arrive there and expect to be able to get one. Get it ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then it's very easy to activate. You can do it right in the airport.
They send you a pass in the mail, so like a voucher that you bring with you to Japan, and then you go to a JR office, either the one at Narita or the one at Haneda. If you're coming from international, from abroad, you're probably flying into Narita.
Or the
Haneda's more domestic.
Tokyo train station even.
You can go to Tokyo Station, bring this voucher with you, you go to the JR office, you give it to them, and they do everything for you.
Hi. I would like to exchange the Japan Rail Pass, please. Thank you.
They'll convert it to the very beautiful JR Pass, the sakura blossoms on it. And then all you have to do is keep that. Do not lose it. It cannot be replaced if you lose it. And every time you want to book a train, or you want to get on a bus, or you want to get on a ferry, you show that.
Rail pass?
Yeah. But to book Shinkansen, you take that pass to a JR office, and you say to whoever's there, this is where I want to go, and they will deal
Print
with
out
all of
tickets for you.
yeah
And,
the Shinkansen passes that you need, and they'll even print out an itinerary if it's a multi-train itinerary. On our first trip to Japan from Hirooshima, we accidentally went west instead of east, and we ended up in this tiny town that's on the west coast of Japan, and there was a lady at the booth that didn't know a lot of English, but she was incredible. She printed out this huge long list of all the trains we had to take and the times and the exact platforms, and we took 8 hours worth of trains to get all the way back east to go to Kawaguchiko. So it's so easy. You don't have to know the trains that you want to take. You just have to know where you want to go. It's excellent. I was going to say that our first trip, we also went to Kyoto. We used it in Kyoto. But we went all the way down to Hiroshima and then back to Nagoya and
Kawaguchiko as well.
Kawaguchiko. And almost all of that was covered except for one little train within Kawaguchiko that was not covered. On the second time that we went to Japan together, we went to Nikko, and that was covered on the pass. We went to Nagano, we went to Kanazawa, Osaka, and then we took day trips from Osaka to go to Nara and to Kyoto, and that was all covered as well.
Yeah.
So there's tons of places you can
There's so many beautiful things to see in Japan, and if you really did just want to stay in one central little area in Tokyo, then in that unique situation maybe you wouldn't need one. But if you want to see anything outside of Tokyo, then it's going to pay for itself pretty much immediately.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to northern Japan on our next trip, and it's all going to be pretty much covered on that pass as well. We're going up to Tohoku and then up all the way to Hokkaido, and even Hokkaido is covered. You can get specific regional passes if you know you're only going to be in one region, and they're a little bit cheaper. We can give you that information as well. But it's kind of nice just to have the pass and not be limited where you can go just by having like a full country pass.
Another useful factor, if you're activating it in the airport, most people when they're leaving the airport to get into Tokyo will take a train, and that train is covered by the JR.
Even the fancy Narita Express is covered by that pass.
Yeah.
We definitely recommend you use it. So if you want to book it, we will leave a link down below. It is an affiliate, but it's not much. But if you guys want to book through that, we would very much appreciate it.
Yeah, it would help us a great deal.
And if you're interested in like Wi-Fi and that sort of thing too, there actually is a place on there where you can buy like a pocket Wi-Fi, so you can have Wi-Fi everywhere in Japan, and you can look up the train schedules and stuff yourself if you want.
It's super cool to be an affiliate because it's something we always used and liked and promoted anyway.
We promoted
so
it no matter what.
The
So
fact that we could potentially make pretty awesome.
very little.
Yeah.
But
So proud.
Thanks, guys.
So proud to be part of the JR family.
I hope you do go to Japan and get a JR pass and travel around. And also, we've booked quite a few trips. If you guys have any like questions about how to get the pass, or you know what you should do, you know, we can give you lots of suggestions. Yeah, we're somewhat Japan nerds, if you might be able to tell from our background here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I think we covered all of the things that we wanted to say.
Cool.
Take a look, camera.
Yeah.